Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Swiss Army Dan coming at you with another Swiss Army knife video. Man, it is another hot day here in Arizona. It's been over like 110 every day for a week or two now, and there's really no end in sight with the heat. But in spite of that, I decided I'm gonna make another Swiss Army knife video because it's been a minute. Today I just wanted to talk about probably one of the more popular topics or points of discussion for Swiss Army knives. It's Celador versus Alox. And if you don't already know, Victorinox, they call this plastic that they put on their officers' knives Celador. It's a patented name that they've had around for a while. And then they also have a patent name for their aluminum oxide handles for these stainless steel Alox models. So aluminum oxide is shortened to Alox. So for a lot of people, the Celador, the classic Swiss Army knife, is the only one they know. I've shown a lot of people the Alox models, and they're like, oh wow, I didn't even know they've had these metal handles. But they have been around since 1961, 1962. No, I'm sorry, since 1957 when the first Pioneer came out. So they've been around for a minute. I just think maybe they don't make as many of them or sell as many of them. I like them both. I think we should touch on a few of the points or different aspects of why someone might choose one over the other. You can tell probably just by looking at it that this thing has more tools in it. It's got can opener screwdriver, cap lifter screwdriver with wire stripper, large blade, and small blade, corkscrew, and a reamer punch. Those are all the folding tools. Then it's got some cool scale tools. You can count this as a scale tool. This is a mini screwdriver. And this is one of the first points of discussion that is important to me. I wear glasses, and I buy a lot of cheap glasses online because I lose glasses a lot and they get damaged. So I'm like, I'm not going to spend $300 on glasses. Why not spend $20 on glasses, and then it's not such a big deal when they get scratched or break or you leave them somewhere or whatever. So anyway, this really works well. I'll just take the glasses off that I have right now. So you see this one is made for Phillips and flathead screwdriver, so it fits right in there. It's great. Really works well for glasses, and it just lives right there in the corkscrew. What a great little tool there. And then you've also got this reamer punch. So the tool that you compare this with on the 93 millimeter is this awl. I guess you can both call them an awl, but this one is listed as an awl and this one as a reamer punch with sewing eye, and you can do sewing with that. There's a video. I won't get into that right now. So they both have that kind of pokey kind of tool that can clean out cylindrical things that need to be cleaned out. They can bore holes in wood and plastic. They're both really good. I must say this one does work a little bit better than its Celador counterpart. With the cap lifter, you're going to get a little bit bigger cap lifter with these Alox models, with a 93 millimeter Alox, I should say. If you're looking at the 84 millimeter Alox, it's going to be the same as the 84 millimeter Alox on the Celador. Same tool there, same thickness and everything. So even though this one does have thicker tools, those Alox scales do make it thinner. It ends up being thinner than a Celador two-layer model. Not by a whole substantial amount, but enough where I notice it in my pocket. And I think this thing is pretty slim. You can keep it in most pants pockets and not worry. pretty much the same thing can be said with this, but it does, you know, add a few millimeters there and does stick out a little bit more. I feel like I just have a more solid knife with the Alex. I've touched on this in the past, but this Celador, this plastic, it can be a little bit fragile. I have dropped them on hard surfaces and ended up with a busted scale, cracked, things chip off of it. If you drop this, it might scratch that anodization, the paint on there a little bit, but it's still pretty much going to be intact. So I feel like it's just a sturdier, more durable knife. I mean, it is a more durable knife. I don't think there's too many arguments against that. You get larger tools, especially the blade and cap lifter. Can opener is going to be the same on these two. They both come in different colors. Black and silver are usually pretty available for Alex. Other colors you're usually gonna find a little bit higher price tag. While with Celador you can get pretty much any color you want, and they're all about the same price. If you buy the scales online, it's not like yellow's $10 more expensive than blue or whatever. And that's what's cool about these Celadors. You can kind of customize them, change the colors, make them whatever you want. You know, I cook a lot, and I don't keep a wine opener. I don't have one. I don't have a dedicated corkscrew in my kitchen. Maybe it's because I carry Swiss Army knives so much, or I love them so much. So if I need to bust open that red wine to deglaze the pan to make that pan sauce, I better have my Spartan on me, because it's going to be pretty tough with this. I bet you could do it though. I feel like it's good to have this just because there's so many tools. It's kind of a neat knife. You know, I've heard some people say it's almost like a kid's knife, but I don't think it is a kid's knife, but maybe it's a little bit less adult than an Alex model. I'll show you some of the other models that I EDC here. So these are both soldier models. This one is 03. The soldiers are stamped right there on the back. And this is a Wenger made after 07, which doesn't have a year stamp on the back. These all get pocket time. I touched on 84 millimeter, you know, so a Taurus is just like the Spartan, it's just a little bit shorter. So the Alex answer to that is a Cadet, and it doesn't have those thicker tools. It's going to be the same width tools as the Celador, but hey, at least you can you have an option to go even thinner, and pretty much have those tools covered. You know, one thing with Celador, it doesn't have these slots for extra tools in the scales, so you get a pen, toothpick, a straight pen, mini screwdriver, and tweezers right here. So man, that adds several more tools that you just don't get with Alex. Here's a couple more. I included this Wenger Evo 10 too, because it's kind of the same line as this. But I don't know. I personally can't make up my mind. Like, no, I like Alex. No, I like Celador. I like them both. Like I said, with the glasses and stuff, if I need to tighten them and I'm carrying one of these, I'm like, oh, I really miss one of my Celador models with the corkscrew and mini screwdriver. If I have to do some, you know, screw driving, takes a little bit more torque, something that's gonna just demand a little bit more from your knife, even cutting vegetables or something like that, I prefer this just because you get a bigger blade, but this thing will do. I think this is maybe a little bit more elegant, a little bit more classy. I don't know. I think these are classy too, but I think these have an edge over these in, I don't know, value or something like that. So anyway, just wanted to ramble. I appreciate you guys watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Swiss Army Dan's out.